Bangladesh has just voted in a historic election, and the man at the center of it all is a leader who spent nearly 2 decades in exile. His name is Tariq Rahman, and he's about to become the next Prime Minister of Bangladesh. Yesterday, we watched Tariq Rahman cast his vote, and today he prepares to lead the country. So on today's episode of Dossier, we're coming to you from the ground in Dhaka to tell you who this man is and what he has promised to his nation.
This victory belongs to Bangladesh. This victory belongs to democracy.
Bangladesh's politics has long been dominated by two forces, the Awami League and the BNP. Tariq Rahman is a figure in that fight. He is the son of former President Ziaur Rahman and former Prime Minister Khaleda Zia. But Rahman's path has been turbulent. His father was assassinated when he was a teenager, and his own rise within the BNP drew accusations of nepotism and corruption from rivals. These are all allegations that he denies. Though he never held formal office in his mother's governments, Rahman wielded influence as senior joint secretary, senior vice chairman, and eventually acting chairman. Arrested in 2007 during a military-backed caretaker administration, he says he endured torture while in custody. He left Bangladesh in 2008, officially for medical treatment, and remained in London for 17 years. Despite exile, he continued shaping BNP strategy. After the collapse of Sheikh Hasina's government, charges against him were dropped and cleared his return on 25th December 2025. Days later, his mother died. On 9th January, he became party leader, and ahead of the election, he sought to recast himself, promising jobs, welfare support, free speech protections, stronger law enforcement, and an end to corruption. After 17 years of exile in London, he returned last December to massive crowds and a nation galvanized by students and first-time voters. And upon victory in this election, here's what he promises. First up, justice. He promises to reform the legal system and strengthen the rule of law and empower independent institutions. But the most important feature of his campaign is the introduction of a new family card system which will aid direct monthly support for low-income families. It will also include expanded safety nets as well as health and education investment. He also wants women's safety, safer public transport, anti-violence protections, and a bigger role for women in the workforce. But a key question is, what about the students who toppled Hasina? Because this election couldn't have happened if it weren't for them. For years, many of these students and young voters said that they felt politics didn't speak to them. There was too much rivalry, too much corruption, too much old language, and not enough new opportunity under the authoritarian rule of Hasina. But this time was different. While speaking to us, young voters described that this election was a chance to break out of stagnation. They weren't just driven by ideology. They cared about jobs, education quality, safety on the streets, and most importantly, opportunities that could help them prosper. In cities like Dhaka and Chittagong, university students campaigned hard. They organized, they debated, they showed up in droves on election day, as you saw yesterday. Which means that Tariq Rahman has a big challenge ahead of him. Delivering on justice, women's safety, and a better future for youth won't be easy. Bangladesh faces a growing population, climate vulnerabilities, economic pressure, and regional geopolitics. Rahman has said that his government will focus on digital economy growth, aiming for jobs in tech and a more connected workforce. But all of this will be challenging. Today, the Bangladeshi people have achieved something remarkable by exercising their right to vote. What happens next will matter even more. As governance begins, the question is whether the expectations of this generation, particularly the Gen Z and its young voters, translates into tangible policy and measurable change. But right now in Dhaka, as you can see, this is a pivotal moment in Bangladesh's political trajectory.